speakers talk about really three incredible innovations. And I got my notes with me today, because I didn't do this in between a few things, but this is a really good teaching point for you all, and I'll get to it in a moment. I'm not going to talk so much about the development of the drugs that we developed at our company. I will spend a little bit of time on it. I really want to take advantage of the past three speakers, because they're all really fantastic talks. Talk to you about how it is that you innovate anything in your life. And I'm not going to talk so much about the idea, because truthfully, no one knows where ideas come from. I'm a neuroscientist. I spend the vast majority of the working day studying the brain to treat human disease, but a lot of that actually goes into understanding how the brain works, obviously. No one knows where ideas come. It's what you do with that idea that comes to you mysteriously, and how you take that idea to fruition in the previous three presentations have done, okay? So what are the first things that you need to do when you're designing? And here's the key point I'm going to talk about. This is a TEDTalks, Technology, Entertainment, and Design. We're talking about designing innovation. First thing you need to design when you begin to do something with your life is yourself. You need to design yourself before you start designing your innovation, what you're going to do, what you're going to create, how you're going to impact the world around you. The first thing you need to design is yourself. And so there are certain qualities about yourself that you need to start to sculpt. Just like the sculptors, like Da Vinci and Michelangelo, it's the same exact thing. You're going to do it with yourself, and you can see it in the previous three speakers. Mr. Smith is up here talking, you can see the passion in his efforts to create his product. And all three of those speakers are producing a product for society. They're contributing something significant to the world. And if you want to do that with your life, there are some simple concepts that you all probably already know. I'm going to reiterate them and tell you that all the things that you've been taught at the school, and you've heard from your parents, are actually really true. How you work for me as an example in the previous speakers as well. So, right at the top of the list is your intentions. You want to pursue your passion with the concept that you're going to contribute something to society. Thinking that you're going to do altruistic contribution to people around you in the community, to the world. And the other piece of this, you can see from the previous speakers as well, is that there's a lot of work. This isn't just going to happen. Ideas don't turn into reality by themselves. Inventions don't fall off the shelf. You have to put in an enormous amount of effort to make this happen. And you need to start doing it now. You hear people say, well, when I get to college, when I go to this 4 years from now, 3 years from now, you're at the age right now, believe me, I travel all over the world, talking to people at other schools and universities, teaching at different places. This is the time, right now. It's not, the future is right now, this minute, for you all. So you can start to plan about yourself, what it is that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So, a big part of what we saw in the previous class is that hard work, triumph, the passion behind what we're trying to accomplish. Extremely important. Failure is okay. Just keep trying and trying and trying. There's absolutely no sense in quitting if you're following something that you really want to do. It would be like if you're an athlete playing a lacrosse game, basketball game, leaving the game in the middle of the game. It makes no sense. You forfeit the game. You not forfeit your life. Continue playing right to the very, very end. So, when you get this beautiful idea that comes to you, miraculously, literally, and you want to develop it, whatever it might be, it can be in anything, music, art, science, it doesn't matter what it is. There's some concept that you want to bring to the world. It's a really cool idea, as those three previous speakers, to help out society. So you say, okay, I'm going to do this. The first thing you really need to understand, the vast majority of the time, I would say all the time, to be most successful in bringing your idea to the world, you can't do it alone. You have to understand that you can't do it. So, you can't wait around for somebody to come knocking on your door and say, hey, I'm here to help you with your idea, because they don't even know you can. You've got to go find those people. And so, when you're trying to plan out what it is that you want to do, you've got to plan it out one day at a time, but look over the long term at what it is that you want to accomplish. You decide who it is that I need to get to help me get to where I want to be. The work that I do in our company, we develop drugs or therapies for very complicated, very chronic, debilitating, and fatal diseases. Some of the worst diseases known to me. It's a simple task. We don't do it alone. We collaborate with people all over the world, daily, on the phone, computer, internet, email, everything, in person, face-to-face. You get a plane, you fly there, you do whatever you have to do to make it happen. And in your life, at this point in your life, it is extremely important to understand the value of being able to collaborate with other people. And so, to get other people to work with you, you have to have a certain kind of character yourself. All those qualities that you learned at this school, honesty, hard working, attitude, aptitude, fairness, self-sacrifice, those are all the things that are going to attract another person to you that want to work with you. You can have the greatest idea in the world. I've seen this happen so many times in my field and generally in life. If you cannot get someone to work with you, or a community of people to work with you, and you don't need 1 million people, it's going to be a small group of people. It's going to be extremely difficult for you to get your goals achieved. You don't need an enormous number of people. Never believe that a small group of people cannot change the world. Get that idea out of your head. It's the exact opposite. In fact, in reality, the only thing that has ever changed the world has been the determination of a small group of people. Every single thing that you look at the world, I'm talking about politically, socially, scientifically, medically, whatever aspect of life you look at, is always initiated. This country is initiated by a small group of people. Look, 200+ years later, where we're at. So you should be striving right now at this point in your life to start thinking about it. In a lot of countries outside the United States, at your age, they're already determining what career path they're going to follow. In India, kids are going to medical school when they're 15, 16 years old. It's their first year of medical school. It's a process that's now sweeping through all of Asia and it's migrating into Europe as well. So, and hopefully it will happen here in the United States because you want to become motivated to work hard and do things in the time that you have in your life. And I'm not saying work non-stop all day long. In our field, we put a lot of hours in. However, it's another piece of life that's really important. And it's all the other time that you're not working. You need to have balance in your life. So my advice to you is have a lot of fun, too, in what you're pursuing. You want to pursue your passions and be compassionate about your passions. If you're working non-stop, you'll end up burning yourself out. You're not going to be able to accomplish a lot. You need to be able to parse your time between rest and relaxation and actually having fun and working really, really hard so that you can focus and concentrate so you can achieve your goals. And don't expect things to happen overnight. When I made my first discovery, we developed this drug called Cycloset for the treatment of type 2 diabetes. It's the first and only drug that acts through the brain to treat type 2 diabetes, which is a severely debilitating disease. It affects people of all ages now, even kids your age and younger. It used to be called adult onset diabetes because it only affected adults, but now it's so prevalent in the world because of the adverse diets that we're subjected to that you can see it when kids are up 3 or 4 years old and older. In fact, we're studying with children, our drug in children right now. So we all have to It's a problem, it's a country. It's 1981 is when I made our first quote-unquote discovery of a new way of treating diabetes. And diabetes, real quickly, is high blood sugar, imbalance in metabolism. We discovered, or came up with an idea to treat the disease by watching birds migrate. Bird migration, something you would never suspect possibly related to diabetes or heart disease at all. And it took many, many years, 25 years, to get from that first initial invention to where we had developed a drug to actually treat the disease. And it was a lot of hardships along the way, a lot of failures, and a lot of setbacks. And in fact, when we got it done, we finished our work and submitted it to the United States Food and Drug Administration, because you can't just sell drugs that you make in the market without a regulatory process in place. They didn't believe that we had demonstrated the effectiveness of our agent. We had to go back to them a second time with a second larger trial to demonstrate the effectiveness. They actually thought that there might be risk with our drug causing heart disease. We developed to treat heart disease. So we think there might be a risk that you actually got an opposite result. We went back and put in the time and the effort, and got a bunch of collaborative people to come with us that could understand the science, to go back and run a larger study, actually prove the point, and they agreed. In fact, yes, okay, safe and efficacious drug for type 2 diabetes. You can all do the exact same thing if you take the time to put in the effort and understand that you have something that's real, that you know is going to help an enormous number of people. There are almost 1 billion people in the world today with this disease. It's almost uncomprehendable. If you have something that can make a contribution to society, you know that it's true in your mind. Don't be dissuaded by anyone who's less well-educated on the topic than you are to continue your efforts and move forward. You'll be able to accomplish amazing things. We're the first and only drug in the world to treat this disease. The next smallest company to our company has about 25,000 employees. Our company has 10 employees, 10 people. Our drug application to get, when you send in, here's my application, here's all the work we did. Mr. United States Food and Drug Administration, will you tell us if it's okay when we start selling this drug to people in this country? That's how many pages that application is. Just take any one number. This is how many pages. You've got to have somebody read this and say, yeah, okay, I read all your experiments, it sounds pretty good, I know what I'm doing, this is my field, we're going to approve the drug. Go ahead. 50? It's close. I'm going to tell you, because we'll be here all day and we're not wasting any more time on this, but to get the point across, it wasn't 50 pages. It was 750 pages. 750,000 pages. 750,000 pages. I grabbed, so you can see, you can't do stuff like this. If you have a great idea, I can do this. You're not going to write. My hand is still a little sore from writing. Just imagine, writing 750,000 pages. You can't do that alone. It's not possible to do that alone. You need a group of people to come along with you. Now, how are you going to go get a group of people to come along with you? If I told you the first thing is your character, you're not going to get educated, smart, driven people that have the ability to help you get to where you want to be, unless you yourself have a character that's attracted by those, attracting those people. Honesty, commitment, your word is everything in your life. Believe me when I tell you this. When you make a commitment, you have to stick by it. If you can't stick by it, don't make a commitment. Every single thing that you do in your life, it's going to stick with you for your life. It's how you develop collaborations and friendships and associations that last a lifetime, that are going to allow you to accomplish all these seemingly impossible goals.
And you want to try to do things with your life. It doesn't matter what you're in. I'm talking through my experience in medicine, but it doesn't have to be medicine. It can be anything that you do. Like the last 3 speakers, incredible accomplishments. But your character will carry you through the day all the time, especially if you want to get people to come along with you. You're going to have to do that. You can't do 750,000 pages on this. But I knew that I was going to have to do 750,000 pages way back in 1981. I said, look, you know, this is a long road to hoe. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this because I know what I'm doing is correct. And I know it's right every time we test it. Other experts in the field. Yeah, it kept coming back positive, positive, positive. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And there was no one in the world that ever thought you could possibly do this. And there was an enormous amount of friction the whole way. And in fact, we had to actually sort of appeal the FDA's decision initially to get this drug approved. This is one of several drugs that we're developing in our company. We're developing a drug now for cancer, pancreatic cancer. It's a fatal disease, 3 months, you're gone. And we believe, again, we've got something that can treat the disease very successfully. I've been working on this with family members, and it's an exciting time all the time. You're just starting out, but when you're living your life, you're always just starting out. I've been doing this for like 5,000 years, but I feel when I wake up in the morning that I'm just starting out again. That I'm ready for the next project, and I have the enthusiasm to do this because we're working on things that we enjoy doing. So if you pick something with your life that you enjoy doing and then pursue it, don't be intimidated by anything or anyone out there. Believe in yourself, and you have a character that will attract other people to you. You're going to do well in your life and to be able to accomplish those goals. I can only say, try to make the most wise and educated decisions you possibly make, but follow your heart. So when you're walking down the path of life, let your brain guide you down the path that your heart takes you. And you'll end up doing quite well for yourself. But you really, really want to try to do the best that you can with all the facilities that you have in a collaborative fashion. Communicate and collaborate with people around you, get them to work with you, or you work with them, right, to accomplish what you set out to do. And you will be amazed at what you